Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Vox Markets for Tuesday, the 13th of July. Starting off with Avacta, where there's been a bear trap rebound from below the 119.5 late January support. That was just the final days of that particular month. But the current situation is we've had a decent reaction from the bear trap, and best case scenario target now up towards the old June floor at £1.59. Maybe we could see that over the next couple of weeks, while we remain above the £1.20 zone. Moving along to a stock which doesn't have very much charting material on it at all. It comes in the form of Belluscura, which has had a lot of decent news flow in its short life on the stock market. Just wanted to point this out really in the sense that we've had one of these classic opening range breakouts. So the situation here is that the opening range was around the 60p level down to 49. And we broke that, and the end of day close earlier this month above 60 pence promises further upside. Obviously difficult at this stage to work out what the upside would be, as there's hardly any charting material to work from. But the guess at this stage would be that we could head towards the top of a rising trend channel, which probably looks something like that. And that's heading towards 85 pence. So above 60 pence, looking for 85. And maybe you could tighten the stop up to maybe 62 or 63, but basically above the 60 pence area. Possibility of a move towards the top of that June trend channel at 85, perhaps as soon as the end of next month. One of today's better rises is Castillo Copper, and here we've had a trendline break of extended support there in the 2 pence area, so that looks as though there should be some follow through, especially as it seems to have caught traders off guard today. Broken that line of resistance there at 2.2 pence from January, and above that, looking for perhaps up to 3 to 3.5 pence, which was February resistance on the way down. There's a gap there around the 3.1 pence level. Maybe the shares can make a beeline for that. Moving along to one of the better performers of the year to date, Keras Mineral Resources. Here we've still got this rising trend channel, which has been in place since April. We've been looking for a sustained price action over 30 pence, which hopefully we'll get over the next week or so. If we can get that on a weekly close basis, maybe at the end of this week, 30 pence plus, then the target here could be up to 40 or even 42 pence at the top of that rising trend channel from earlier in the year. At this stage, only back below 25 pence in the 50-day line, really delaying the upside scenario. A stock which I haven't looked at for quite a while is Cassia. Here we can see that shares have gapped up today, which is quite a bold thing to do on a rather dull day for small caps. We've got the rising trend channel that one can draw from back in December. That's heading towards 43 pence, and that's valid while we hold above the initial July resistance at 31 pence. So maybe a little bit of a move to the upside there, and that could be seen maybe by the end of this month. Moving along to a stock which I don't remember looking at before, but here we are. It's looking quite encouraging. Deltic Energy breaking through the 50-day moving average there around the 1.55 pence. Also breaking through a line of resistance that one can draw from back in February, so that's quite encouraging. And I suppose the sizzle on this particular setup is that we have a rising trend channel, the floor of the channel running from back in November. Top of the channel, though, heading towards as high as the 3 pence zone, which is coming up in a second, well, I hope, heading as high as the 3 pence zone at the top of the channel there from the end of last year. Let's just get that going. There we have it, and that could be hit as soon as the end of next month at the current rate of progress for Deltic Energy. Distillate is a stock which pops up now and again, and here we have it making an appearance today. Similar chart, in fact, to Deltic on this one. So just stretch it back a bit. We can see that there's a rising sort of pattern here from the early part of last year. The resistance line that you can draw heading up towards the 4 pence zone, I suppose 3.9 pence to 4 pence. And that may be hit by, over the next 2 to 3 months, so maybe by the end of September. A line of resistance in place from April. That should hopefully be broken by the end of the year, running through around the 2.55 pence level. get a weekly close above that, then looking for 4 pence maybe by the end of September. Much requested stock is coming up next, Eve Sleep, and here we've got a situation where shares have been in recovery mode. We broke that falling wedge, which was in place since March, around 4 pence, and broken the 50-day line. That's around the 4.3 pence. As long as we're above the 50-day moving average, looking for a top broadening triangle from February as high as 8 pence, maybe over the next 2 to 3 months, or maybe by the end of September at the current rate of progress. Ideally, there's no sustained price action now below the 200-day line at 4 3/4, but I think 4.3 pence a decent stop loss on that situation. Moving on to Iofina, which I haven't looked at for years, I think. Here we've got a situation where the shares have looked like they're ready to break to the upside. We've got this higher low on the 50-day moving average, and the situation is that we're looking for a top of rising trend channel from December. That's currently pointing up towards the 18 pence level, and that could be seen as soon as the end of this month, given the latest break that we've had through old May resistance just below 15 pence. A couple of stocks to go now. First is Valyrian, which has been slightly on the back foot of late. Interesting now that the shares are now back at a major support line. That's the one that the shares have basically had since they came to market in the current form. Also on the 50-day moving average area at 43 pence, above the 50-day line at 43, looking for still that February resistance line projection as high as 90 pence over the next couple of months. If you're a cautious person, then you maybe wait for a break of this line of resistance around the 50 pence level. That's one from last month, so break of 50 up to 90 or 95 on Valereum as a technical target in the near term. Finishing off with one of the year's better performers, Zephyr. Here we've got a rising trend channel in place since January. Top of the channel heading towards 9 pence, and that could be seen as soon as the end of next month, especially while there's no break back below initial July support at 5.35 pence. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.